Hello and welcome back to the colony with Man of the Antz. Playing some more Karnage Chronicles today. Once more going through the Caverns of Decay. Almost forgot their name for a second. So it's actually put me back relatively close to where we ended up, I think, hasn't it? Rather than me... Yes, this is where pretty much we finished. We went through there. We got to that door over there. There was a... Oh, hello. Few gold. There was a lever or a lever, depending on your pronunciation. What we have done is we've lost the bits that we dropped because we killed a bunch of mushrooms over there and they dropped some coins and stuff. It looks like that's all disappeared because I reloaded, which makes sense. I don't think it's going to matter too much, but mild shame. A mild shame. So there's a lever there. There's one here that we can't currently use. I don't really know what that one's going to do. We can pick this stuff up now, can't we? Which I couldn't before because I was full last time I came here. So I can grab all of that. I can get rid of the inventory icon. That's interesting. All that cog works there. Okay, so let's pick this up. And let's see what this... Oh my god, I'm full already. This says. Did I read this last time? 2 of 6. Nothing on the back. No runes on it, which is what Indy told me to look out for last time. Watching the window of his opportunity turn to water, Zilzal stood the enormous fiddle upright in the centre of the circle, planting it into the earthen floor with a large spike protruding from its bottom. That's not a fiddle. The dwarf looked into a mirror, noting the white hairs in his dark beard. He'd soon have more. Zilzal began to play. What is going on there? Yeah, how am I so full already? We definitely did go back, didn't we? So I think it's just, yeah, it's these little singular things we've picked up. We'll go on for now. So we can pull this lever and see what this does. Ah, opens the first set of doors. Okay. We get that to come straight back down on us. Not going to be easy, is it? Well, that one could be good. Well, not quite. Oh, one almost did. Bounced off something. I always go to the left a little bit. Even though I feel like I'm firing quite far to the right. Oh, that one did. Yeah, okay, they do come all the way back down. That one down there come over. Okay, so let's run over to the other side anyway. Let's stop faffing around. It may just be my childish brain at work, but does it look like that dwarf's got a long, pointy penis? Pretty sure it does. Pretty sure that's not an accident. Developers. I see what you've done there. So of course we'll be on the lookout for these suicidal mushrooms again, which will undoubtedly catch us out at some point. And once again make me look like a fool. So we killed some things up there. There's someone back here, but I think we killed them. No, we didn't. Well, there's actually 2 of them. Cracking first shot from me. Second, third, and fourth one's not so good. It's getting... Well, it's close. It is awkward when there are... Oh, that would have got him. Oh, that was right in my face. Where's that gone? Oh, wow. There it is. How am I doing health-wise? I'm not doing too bad. I feel like I've been very close to him several times. Ow. Okay. There we go. Right. Got there in the end. Can't see anything else around to deal with. I can hear someone walking around. Oh, hello. Oh, how did that miss? And that one. Grab all of that stuff. So, of course, the big news I didn't really talk about. What was the last VR thing I did? I can't remember. But I didn't really talk about it in my last video, but we do, of course, have the Valve Index. I'm going to call it cautiously announced at the moment. It's announced, and we have some pictures of it, but there is very little information apart from what people are attempting to gather from streams and the such like. But I've got to say, I am very interested at the moment. I've said before, I think mainly in streams, I don't know if I've ever said it in a video, but I'm kind of not over Oculus, that's the wrong way to put it, but that's something down there, yes. I'll have that, I'll have that, I'll have that. I'm not a big fan of Oculus's decision to focus on the mainstream. I can kind of understand it. That's obviously where the majority of their money is going to come from. If VR gets big, it's going to come from their mainstream sales. That's where they're going to get their moolah from, because you can understand them wanting to make that push, but I don't understand the absolute refusal to also do a premium SKU at the same time, and saying that it would confuse users or anything like that. Well, it's too late. Users are confused. There are, what, how many Windows Media, or what do they call it, Windows Mixed Reality headsets out there? There's the Vive, there's the Vive Pro, there's the Quest, there's the Go, there's the Rift, there's the Rift S. There are already so many devices out there that are already confusing to people, so I don't think having too many headsets on the market is going to be a problem. And I was talking to someone in work about this, and the sort of metaphor I used was, imagine if Nvidia turned around and said, oh, we're no longer going to do the 2080 Ti. We're not going to do a 3080 Ti. Next generation, we're just going to do 3060, 3070. Because that's what we sell most of, so we don't want to do a high-end card. It's not a perfect metaphor, I'm first to admit that, but it kind of stands that these companies don't make a lot of money from their high-end stuff, but it helps them develop the lower-end stuff. It helps them work on the technologies that will benefit the lower-end technology, lower-end systems. And really, for a company like Oculus, who are at the forefront of this whole stuff in the first place, it's a bit of a kick in the teeth, I think, to the people who are so heavily invested in the Oculus. Oh my word! Oh! In the Oculus world, in the Oculus store. I know I don't necessarily need a new headset, but I've had this for like 3 years now or something. I would like something a bit new, and I'd like to know that Oculus are actively working on something new. Obviously, I'm sure they are, but they can't admit to it, because they can't say, oh, we're also working on another one which will be out next year and is slightly better than the Rift S, because they can't say that, because then no one will buy the Rift S. So yeah, a little bit frustrated by Oculus. Don't like where they're really heading with their focus on mainstream. I've never really liked HTC, which is weird. I used to love them as a phone company. I had several HTC phones, and I adored them. I never liked the way they tried to monopolize the VR market and turn it into theirs and theirs alone. They had this very sort of inward bubble thing where they tried to sort of say that, okay, so VR exists. We want to be the only company that do VR, so we're going to have the Vive port. We're going to ignore the fact, really, that Valve basically handed us the blueprints for this stuff. Inventory full, of course it is. And yes, I never really liked how they dealt with their business. The other thing, of course, with oh hello, with HTC is I've had some issues with Oculus support, but I've heard that Vive support is significantly worse than HTC support. No, other way. Oculus support. HTC Vive support is significantly worse than Oculus support. That's where I'm going with that. So yes, I've never been a big fan of the Vive. I've never been a big fan of the... That's that thing I need to pick up. Of the ones, the Vive 1 controllers. They've never looked like they would be very good, quite frankly. Particularly compared to something as ergonomic as the touch ones. I've never tried them, to be fair, so maybe I'm entirely wrong, but people in the know tell me that that's not far off the truth. I'm looking for something to eat, really, aren't I? I don't really need it, but let's smash that down. Don't we already have one? Yeah, I thought, don't we have one of those? No, a little extra one. Where's our extra one? How do we get to that? Is that, isn't it? Yeah. So yes, so I've been waiting diligently for some form of... I might use another one of those beer things. I think we do have a way to go back. Then you are going to have to watch me run around, I suppose, aren't you? It looks like this is something. Does it? Oh. I think it will be. So yes, cautiously excited about the index and what it might bring. I can't see much past there, but there's got to be something, surely. There's got to be some way in there, hasn't there? Interesting. So far, what do we know about the Vive Index? Well, we know very little. That's the wrong phrase to use. What are the rumours? What do people think they have gleaned about the Vive Index? It looks like it's got a very similar resolution screen to the Vive Pro. I keep calling it the Vive Index. I keep doing that. The Valve Index. Looks like it's got a very similar resolution screen to the Vive Pro based on the streamed screenshot that somebody managed to pick up. So that's good and bad. Some people seem to be very annoyed that it's not a 4K screen, but I'm honestly not too bothered about that. It's better than the Rift as is. Yeah, I think that's going to be worth useful for something. I don't know what yet, but we're going to hang on to that. So, yeah, not at all bothered by the resolution. 90 Hz, it looks like it's going to be a 90 Hz screen as well, whatever sort of screen it ends up using. So that's going to be equivalent, whereas the Rift S is supposed to be down a little bit, isn't it? I don't know if there's a quick way of getting back. I don't think there is there? So, let's just run back, I suppose. It has two cameras, which may be used for inside-out tracking, but it also does seem to have the standard LED trackers, and it also, the stuff that's been leaked looks like it says there's going to be a Lighthouse Mark II as well, coming with it, or in a bundle at the very least, so if you want to buy the headset on its own. It also looks like it's going to come with the Knuckles controllers, which I'm very excited about. An actual next step in controls for VR. And it... thought I heard something. Nothing's really tried to really push the boundaries in terms of controls that I can think of offhand. So that's quite exciting that there's something actually a little new. Something which looks like it primarily emulates the touch controllers in their shape and their buttons and their functions, including the use of thumbsticks, which I'm very excited about thumbsticks being an option on those, because who doesn't want thumbsticks, quite frankly? So yes, that's exciting. Well, it's got IPD adjustment. We do know it's got IPD adjustment, which has looked like very much a dig at the Oculus Rift S, which doesn't have IPD adjustment. It's rumoured to have twin lenses, which is very interesting. It comes from a patent that Vive submitted some time ago, a year or so back, and I think a lot of what's come out is a lot of fake stuff, but from what we can tell, it looks like... That's something over there? Oh, it's just an apple, but I might pick it up anyway. Yeah, it looks like it's going to have twin lenses, so two lenses sat right next to each other, which is interesting, and they think that might be used to get a wider field of view and a smaller headset package, rather than going for the Pimax route of just having more screen, essentially. So that's quite interesting. They have also talked about the possibility of having a larger cluster of pixels in the center of the screen, and then as you sort of circle out from it, less dense, so they can facilitate that a little bit more as well. So that could be very interesting technology indeed. Headphones built into the headband, very similar to Oculus. They do appear to be open, well, they're definitely open back headphones, which is going to be great for people who actually use them in private, like myself. Not so great, I know there are Andy and Indy that I play with regularly in multiplayer games. At least one of those guys, their setup is in their front room. You can hear their family in the backgrounds every now and then. And if someone's trying to watch TV at the same time, it's going to be a little bit more awkward to get away with that, because by their very nature, open back headphones leak a lot of sound out. So that might be vaguely problematic for some people. But personally, I like having the headphones there, as long as audio is as good as it is with the Oculus Rift. One of the things I've been super impressed with, and no one really talks about that much, is the audio from the Rift headphones is absolutely fantastic. It really is, and it really adds so much to the headset. It's one of the things that the Rift S is so disappointing with, that it uses the same thing as the Quest, is it? Where they're sort of built into the strap. They have just little speakers that point at your ears. It's not even close to a headphone. It's terrible. It's a terrible, terrible step backwards. Nothing on the back, no runes I can see. Standing on a stool, pulling the bow to and fro, Zilzal played a music of oddly carving notes. Designed from an oddly carving math his people had outlawed a century ago. He bent and warped the resonating notes until they became the call of revenant wails. Until they bent the lines and angles of the room, until the dimensions grew far past the number of 3. The little dwarf began to see the wriggling things that lived beyond. They floated like the blurred growths that accumulated in the eye, always there, but rarely seen. Zilzal tried not to see them too hard. If you see them, they see you. Okay, so that's vaguely creepy. We have actually read part 5 of that, and I can't remember what part 5 said, so I feel like the end of that story is going to be slightly ruined for us. Don't know if we can get through... Nothing that we can smash. So, let's grab this and see what happens. Oh, nothing. I was expecting something horrible to happen. It does look like something should go on with this. So anyway, I'll stop talking about the Valve Index now. Suffice to say, I'm very excited to see what happens on the 1st of May when they're going to have their official pre-launch proper announcement, and apparently pre-orders, with the delivery date rumoured to be mid-July, I believe it is. Mid-June, mid-July. We do know, obviously, that... I said I was going to stop talking about it. I'm not. So last October, they did... someone leaked a bunch of pictures from the factory showing that this was well into development. So a quick turnaround of pre-order and then launch in a couple of months doesn't seem at all out of the realms of possibility. It also means they should have any manufacturing quirks ironed out, because if they've been... And I think the photos... I think there was a computer which showed the actual date the photos was taken. Although the photos leaked in like October, they'd been taken in like June or July themselves. So by the time it launches, they've been manufacturing in some regard for a year. So that's really good news. It also may be why they've gone towards Vive Pro resolution rather than the potential of going to sort of 4K, because if they've been doing this for... If they've been being manufactured for a year... Manufactured even. Manufactured? That's not a word. You know, technology moves on, and it's alright people saying now, well, 4K would be brilliant, but 4K manufacturing a year ago, so in development for like 18 months, 2 years, is a different beast, perhaps. But anyway, I will stop talking about it now. Just to say, I am very excited. There's a good chance I'll be pre-ordering one, much to my wife's probably ongoing disappointment with me. Oh, come on. There we go. You son of... Oh, you son of a bitch. Double sons of bitches. Come here, you. Oh no, I've got to get rid of you first. Well, that's... That poor guy, this little buddy duck, so he's got to get in the face. That's weird, right? They shouldn't just disappear, should they? Penis dwarf. Yeah, that seems unusual to me. But okay. Oh, it got me again. Right in my head. Right in my head. Oh, he didn't get a sneaky post-death shot in. Ah! So did they just respawn then? Is that what happened? I wonder if I kept going backwards if they would disappear again. Nope. It was a freak accident. Oh, I've just seen some of those little buggers up there as well. Look. Twice he got me, twice. Oh, I thought I got him. Definitely got him that time. Right, let's pick up that money. Money, money, money. What's another one? I would like to get a lovely little sneak shot on one of them before they Why is that so hard? He is pretty tough. Oh. Another one coming as well. That's a nice bit of gold for us though, didn't he? I mean, realistically, these things are actually all very tough. I mean, they can take several shots to the head with a flaming arrow. I don't know that I could survive many of those. I was going to say, oh! Alright, here we go. Yep, fair enough. Haven't got time to try and drink a healing potion. Oh, we've got down to 10 health. Oh my god. I was just trying to remember where we are and what's behind us, and hopefully this guy won't last much longer. Oh, but my word, has he got some health on him. Oh, come on. Oh, no way. Right, have I got some apple? No, some chicken as well. Well, that got remarkably close to death, didn't it? Alright then. Still got a plant to the side of us as well we need to deal with at some point. That's still there. And those little exploding buggers dropped much, did they? Where is he? Oh, he's really, really awkwardly placed. Let's ignore him for now. This could be, if they start doing triple arrows, I could be in problems. Okay. Is that bugger behind me? Must have been, right? Oh, it was as well. Look at that. Look at that. Well, that was a cracking shot. Come on now. Oh. Oh, he's come around there so he can get me as well, look. Ooh. We'll just try and have to be, that's a hell of a distance to get him out over there, though, isn't it? Right, that's him gone. Okay. Let's get our health topping back up, because so far so poor. Right in your ankle, how does that feel? Oh, you son of a bitch. That's how it feels, is it? That's better. On your stupid... Yeah, saw that coming. Come on now. There we go. Okay. I just saw that, yeah. At some point, I'm going to manage to hit something with its own projectile. And it's... Oh, you son of a bitch! What even happens then? Where do we go? Where do we go? Back to the penis dwarf, of course. Okay, well I guess that'll probably be a very apt time to leave it there then. Seeing as we, well, we died, you know. Yeah, so I think it's pretty much saved our progress by the look of it. It's just set us back a little bit, but that's not too bad. It's not all that far to go, is it? Whew. Cool. Well, as always, I hope you've enjoyed this. Oh my god, that's my PC. Hope you've enjoyed this latest look at Karnage Chronicles. If you have, please do click the like button, really is appreciated. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Any questions or comments, leave them down below and I'll get back to you. Oh, it's got everyone back. But see, it's actually got more, because it's got the 3 that we just killed. It's got the 3 up there. It's got that guy, which means there's another 2, including one of the big melee warriors. Oh, it's got everything. Oh, that's a bit of a pain, but okay, we'll crack on with that next time then. Questions or comments, leave them down below, as I said. If you've got any insight, any opinions, anything you want to share on the... Thanks, dude. On the Vive... Keep doing it. On the Valve Index. My word. Someone's going to get very annoyed with that at some point. On the Valve Index, do let me know down below. I'd love to see that. Or, of course, you could always come along to the Discord group and chat about it over there as well. That would be sweet. Don't forget, I do stream every Wednesday at 6 PM, so come along and say hello if you're around. Otherwise, I'll see you next time in Karnage Chronicles, and as always, thank you very much for joining me.